Why play Diana mid? Well, she has amazing mobility. She can easily dive the enemy backline, she brings great engage, and she's great at both split pushing and team fighting. However, she is vulnerable to ganks with her only mobility being towards the enemy, and her ultimate can be flashed or dashed away from. Diana's passive is she gains bonus attack speed, and after she casts an ability, this bonus is tripled for 3 seconds. In addition, her attacks grant her a stack of her passive. At 2 stacks, her third attack is then empowered to cleave nearby enemies, dealing additional damage. Diana's Q is a curved skill shot, which deals damage along the entire curve and at the circle on the end. In addition, enemies hit are afflicted with Moonlight and Revealed. Diana's W grants herself a shield and creates 3 spheres around her. These spheres deal damage to enemies they hit, and if all 3 spheres detonate, the shield is then reapplied, stacking with the original shield. Diana's E is a very long range point and click dash which damages the enemy hit. If the enemy is afflicted with the Moonlight from the Q, this dash is immediately reset. In addition, Diana can cast any of her abilities during this dash. Diana's ultimate pulls in nearby enemies in a circle, during which time they're revealed and slowed. If this hits at least one enemy champion, she deals damage in a large circle around her after 1 second. The damage is increased the more champions she hits with the first activation of her ultimate. Your go-to combo with Diana is to land Q and then E to dash in. If you landed Q on multiple targets, you can then use E to dash to any target hit for the free reset. After this, auto-attack into ultimate before attacking again into W. From here, spam away with attacks until you need to use your final dash. For matchups, Diana is great into lower range champions who she can easily burst out and win the extended fights against. And she can struggle against champions who can hard outrange her or deny her engages. For runes, take this. Electrocute makes your combo even better. For build order, start Ring and Pots into tier 2 boots and a Rocket Belt. After this, a Shadow Flame and Zhonya's are great pickups before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Ignite. However, Teleport is also incredibly viable, especially if you're going to be split pushing more. Starting the game, as the mid laner you're looking to farm hard, poke your opponent and take effective trades. If you're against a melee or shorter range opponent, you want to look to poke very hard with your Qs. Every time they walk up to the minion wave to farm, look to land a Q for free and easy damage. And of course, if you do land your Q, you now have the option to go in for a large trade or simply all in them. If you land your Q and decide this is a good time to take a trade, you then want to follow up with E into W and then try to get your passive off by attacking. However, a good tip is if you can attack minions twice to get 2 stacks for your passive, when you go in for the trade, you can immediately hit them with a large attack. After going for your all-in trade, you have access to another dash which you can use for more damage, chase them down, or simply jump to a minion to get out. And of course, when you hit level 6, you now bring an amazing amount of kill threat and CC, so this just makes your full combos deal even more damage. Entering the mid game, your bot lane will come mid, which means you'll need to find your golden experience in a side lane. Push out your wave as far as you can safely before continuing to split push for pressure, or simply group them back with your team for fights and objectives. Entering late game team fights, you can play as your team's engage or as the assassin role. If being your engage, dash into the fight, dash again if needed before using ultimate and W to pull everyone in and deal massive amounts of damage. From here, you usually want a Zhonya's to keep yourself safe while everyone follows up. If playing the assassin, wait for the fight to start, Q onto their backline, dash into their carry and remove them from the map.